here. The problem is like, okay, we wanted to understand what are all the negative influences on the team. So what negative influences the team is going through? Why is that? What is that external entity that is forcing this team not to follow Scrum? So that is one thing. Then the next thing is like how motivated your team. What is the intrinsic motivation levels of your team? So that's again we wanted to understand the intrinsic motivation of the team also. Intrinsic motivation means I think you know what is intrinsic motivation.
Okay.
So yeah, intrinsic motivation is.
So do I need to plan one more session for them for upgrading this session means about the Scrum and Agile?
So what is the impact of that session? What is the impact of that first session on the team? First thing. And then how can you make smaller improvements rather than making a bigger improvement? Can others go on mute, please? Yeah, please. Or maybe Kumkum. Only I and Rahul can be on call. Yeah. Okay, Kumkum.
Hello, Shekhar.
Yeah. Okay. So the problem is, okay, someone is driving. Kumkum, can you mute everyone? Okay. All right. Can you mute everyone? Okay.
Yeah. I've muted. I think somehow I'm not able to mute only one guy. I think it's all muted.
Yeah. Now tell me, Rahul. Yeah. So what do you think the problem is? Yeah.
Yes, Shekhar. Do I need to plan any session like facilitation session to make them understand that it is good? And what I'm guessing, what I'm suspecting that someone is means कोई उन लोगों को internally मतलब टीम में ही इसी के मतलब खिलाफ कुछ बोलता है so that all team members are not agreed.
So टीम के अंदर जो ये जो है ना टीम के अंदर do you have any reporting metrics like team leads, tech leads or anyone? टीम के अंदर कोई है क्या? So where team members are reporting to each other? Rahul, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. So your voice is breaking. I don't know what could be the reason, but team के अंदर कोई है क्या? Like team leads, tech leads, and all.
Yes, one is and one is team lead, and one is another that is a project coordinator, and then there are 7 team members, and then me.
Okay. So now in that case, it is very difficult to make Scrum work because people are reporting to each other, and then I think the team lead and tech lead are doing something there.
Yes. What that's what I'm suspecting. Yeah.
So how do you want
And
to?
both of them are.
Okay. So what actions you have now? What is
Yes,
that you want to do? What is that you wanted to do, Rahul?
What I'm thinking to do, I want to plan one more session, facilitation session, so that we can means importance of this agile and Scrum board also, and I will do one more. I will give them demo also. So what will be the benefits and how they can achieve in small parts their target as well
Yeah.
in a lesser than the targeted time. So that is my view. So
So
what do you want to suggest? If
how do you deal with this team lead or tech lead? Who is जो on the team के अंदर जो problems create कर रहे हैं ना? So how do you deal with this person?
अभी तो मैं उनके साथ
I think there is some connection issue with the Rahul.
Rahul, your voice is yeah. So we'll get back to
So,
you, Rahul.
yeah. So Rahul, we'll get back to you. Actually, Akhil is waiting from long time. He has some questions. Akhil, please go ahead.
Hello, Sekhar. This is Akhil. So I have a question.
Rahul, you can mute Rahul. Yeah.
When we speak about agile, so we every time we speak that okay, our team should be cross-functional. But it seems like in India, since we are working in a service industry, so it seems like that it's a bookish word because we have got trained into different domains, different skill set, but still my team is not up to the mark. So which all the ways we should take when we can see that okay, our team is improving in terms of cross-functional, or we can say into technical as well as in domain side.
See, cross-functionality is not a new term. Our cricket teams, our football teams, any sports team is a cross-functional team. So if you think that cross-functional is very new or very bookish, I don't think that's the case, because any sports team you take, they complement usually each other. Like batsmen complement bowlers, bowlers complement batsmen, fielders complements bowlers. So there's a lot of people complementing each other. That's first thing. And the other thing is, in services companies, is the focus is on billing or building great teams. So that's something which I would also look for. Many services companies, yeah, if client wants agile, we'll give agile. But if client wants fragile, we give fragile. Whatever client wants, we'll give it. Just the goal is not becoming agile. The goal is more of billing. So now this is where the real challenge is. It is the clash of priorities. So if you ask your top leaders with 30, 40 years of experience who are white hair people, they clearly mention that we care a damn about whether you are agile or not, but we expect some revenues from you at the end of the day. So that's pretty much the problem is. So, and then Scrum says the cross functionality, self-organization and everything. And to become a team really self-organized or cross-functional, the Scrum Master has to wage a lot of battles in the team. So that's something I have faced through when I was playing the role of a Scrum Master. Yeah. So Akhil.
Okay. So do you have any specific action points which I need to take care to make my team cross-functional? Because what I could see is that it is expected from a Scrum team that a tester must be a developer must be a tester, or I mean everyone should do all everything.
No. So very simple concept is is the team should be cross-functional, not an individual. Very big misconception. The team should be cross-functional, not an individual. First thing. So if the team is cross-functional, then we wanted to derive value out of the team. Let us say in a cricket match, every batsman cannot be a bowler, but every bowler cannot be a batsman. Similarly, there are some skills where every team member, what does they say that, okay, I have a primary skill, but I'm willing to contribute out of my specialization. This is the point at the end of the day. So now, how do you help your team members work towards a goal and then help them contribute towards a special, towards contributing out of their specialization. That's the whole point here. So again, as a Scrum Master, I want you to be more of a coaching person rather than telling people that, hey, this is what Scrum is. This is the way how you do it. If you tell people, no one do it, as far as I know. So how do you make your team members say that they are realize that they are doing wrong instead of you tell them that you are wrong? Once you say that you are wrong, so I would want you to be more of a coach, taking more of a coaching approach. How do you help your team members think that they are doing something wrong? Or how do you realize them that, okay, this is not the right way, there got to be a different way, and let them explore that different way. That is what I would look from a Scrum Master.
Okay.
So there are some, so first thing is do a lot of reading of books and a lot of practicing of coaching, first thing. The second thing is, if there are any free courses available for you on Coursera or whatever it is, so just go through some courses on motivation theories and all. So how do you, as a Scrum Master, motivate? The third thing is get into some root cause analysis with the team. What is that? I mean, like, for example, applying 5 why techniques or applying the fishbone diagram and see what is really disrupting the team. I think, if I'm not wrong, if in a services companies, there is a lot of extrinsic motivation. People wanted to get promoted. People want more salary. I mean, I'm talking about generic terms. I don't know whether your team is like that or not.
No, I agree with your point.
Yeah. So they want more salary. So their focus is more on salary, creating wealth, or getting promoted and all this. So that is all what I call it as an extrinsic motivation. Whereas on the contrary, we want Scrum Masters to help the team that, hey, are you passionate? What are you passionate about apart from money? How many times you asked this question to your team members, apart from money, promotion, or something like that? So I mean, that's how I would move forward in this case, at least. Yeah, and see what works, and work with a mentor always. So I tried this, I got this. Now what should I try? This is something. There should be a feedback and feed forward. That's what I think. So work with a mentor who went through this journey, who faced a lot of challenges, and then, okay, did you try this as well? Or, okay, if I tried this and I got this, the next thing is I have to try this and I have to get this. So this is something. First thing is you have to transform yourself before you go out and transform the whole world. That's my learnings overall. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Awesome, Shekhar. I think you have covered the Rahul's question also in this. Yeah, so how to motivate the team? Don't impose them.
Yeah, the Scrum Master should be constantly learning through his journey, because every day the team poses a new challenge for this person.
Yeah.
And how does the Scrum Master get through it? So because nowadays there are so much of noise, chaos in organizations, and with those noise and chaos, it is so difficult for a Scrum Masters to get the team focused on a goal. And to me,
True.
that's a big winner if a Scrum Master can do it. Yeah.
True, very true. So I think Abhishek has a question for you.
Yeah,
Abhishek, go ahead.
Hi, Shekhar. Good morning.
Mm.
Shekhar, this is currently in my team, right? Like we are going as per the agile norms itself, but there's a situation right now. We have a product feedback team, where the feedback is provided after every sprint. So we have to put this feedback also into the next upcoming sprints. But the team over here, as in my organization, what they are telling is we need to accommodate this within the sprint along with the regular sprint cycle that is going on. Like whatever user stories is scope for that particular sprint, right? We have to accommodate this feedback things also in that, and go ahead. So how can I go with my estimation now, because I need to accommodate this as an extra work right now?
I mean, I don't know where did you get this from? Where did you get this gyan from? But honestly, that's not what is real Scrum. Real Scrum's case, whatever you feedback you get at the end of the sprint from the stakeholders
Should be added in the backlog.
it should be added in the product backlog.
Right.
And that feedback has to be prioritized by the product owner.
Correct. Correct.
This is exactly what
needs to be done. Right.
Yeah, but I don't know where is this force coming from. Who is using this on you? I mean,
this actually these are two separate teams, because we are having at least like 8 to 10 Scrum teams actually, and there is one common team who prepares the feedback and sends it to those particular teams. So what they're doing, what they're asking us, like this is not only for 1 or 2 sprints, it will be happening sprint by sprint, since it is a new product that is getting launched. So we need to accommodate this feedback also within the sprints, ongoing sprints, without hampering the current sprint work. So they're asking me to provide an approach, like how we want to go about this.
So who designed this according to you? Like, is there someone who designed, who gave this gyan to everyone that this is how Scrum should work and all?
It's not about like how it should work, but it is from our agile coach over here who is asking us to come up with an idea.
Okay.
Without hampering the current sprint deliverables.
So now I'm seeing a gap here. So I would wanted to have a discussion with this so-called agile coach, whoever that person might be. So I mean, if I were you, I would have that discussion with this person and say that, hey, Scrum is like this, and then like, what is that you are talking about?
No, he's not enforcing. He's actually asking this, since it's a new thing. He's asking us to come up with an approach.
Yeah. So to me, like, what is the reference? If you and I have to agree on a common point, is there a reference for us? What is that reference? The reference is to me Scrum Guide.
Right.
Yeah. So just refer to Scrum Guide, and I mean, most of these kinds of answers you can easily find in Scrum Guide. So to me, just go to the Scrum Guide and try referring this, and then just look at that feedback loop, what Scrum says, and then see how this guy gets convinced, or no, he has a different impression of it, or I have different. Then go to someone who can help clearing this also.
So what other Scrum Masters have decided over here is like collectively what they're thinking is like when we're doing the sprint planning, like for the further sprints, right? They're thinking of putting an additional buffer for each and every user story and getting that time and putting that time into this is what they're thinking. I'm not sure whether it's a right approach that we need to follow, but this is what they're collectively thinking as, and they've asked me also whether if we could follow this by putting a buffer of 10-20% on the estimation for story points for the sprint items, and using that buffer time to work on these things.
But how do you know this way? Sometimes the feedback could be really ugly that there could be 50% also.
Right.
Feedback there is no feedback also, then you end up wasting time also.
True. So that's what like I'm not sure like how to handle this. So
when are you doing the sprint review?
Sprint review will be on the last day only.
On the last day, and then you have to accommodate all the feedback on the last day?
No, this comes from a separate team, and they are not giving it in the sprint review. Actually, they are analyzing it, and then they're giving it us in the middle of the sprint like that. This is not yet started, so this is what will be upcoming is what they're saying.
No.
Yeah.
So I think there is some basic misinterpretation of Scrum here. So Scrum usually says, okay, add it to the product backlog, and the product owner has to prioritize it. I don't know where is this product team is coming from, and how is that they are throwing inside the middle of the sprint. And if they are throwing in the middle of the sprint, what is the Scrum Master doing here? So I mean, to me, there is the core of the problem is basic misinterpretation of Scrum.
Okay.
So now, how do we wanted to solve the problem? So how can we get into? So the one thing is you can bring any Scrum expert inside an organization and do a Q&A session. That could really solve this problem. If you can bring any Scrum expert, anyone, there are so many people out there. So you take like 2-3 hours session and do a Q&A session. I mean, if I'm not wrong, one of the organization faced this, and then they called someone and then did a Q&A session, and then now they got everything clear. See, when different people go to different schools of thought, everyone interprets the same in a different way.
True.
This is more of a misinterpretation of Scrum.
No, but whatever the other Scrum Masters have told right now, is that a valid approach that we can, at least this won't happen for long, but at least to start off with, since it's a new product. So is that approach feasible, like whatever they're telling?
I don't recommend that approach because you got the wrong interpretation of Scrum, and to accommodate that, you are doing some more patchwork. And believe me, you will get some more problems in future. And to do that, you do something more. This will be a spiral. It keeps on going on and on forever until the next 2 years, and then you realize that suddenly you are in a deep shit. That's what I'm seeing going forward. So now, so one thing is either you go in the right direction by fixing this misinterpretation here itself.
Okay.
If you wanted to put a buffer, yes, you can put a buffer, but because of this buffer, you get a different problem in future.
No, but they have told that it is just for like to start with. Maybe I know you are telling it will go as a spiral, but at least they have told it's just for 3-4 months.
So you will accommodate this for now. What you are going to do now, you will accommodate this for now, and then tomorrow they'll come up with something else, and then also you will accommodate that again.
Right. But if it is a short term, is this a valid approach?
No, I don't think so.
Even for a short term, this is not a valid approach.
Yeah, I don't think so. But because someone giving something in the middle of the sprint to me is a no-brainer.
Okay.
Someone really giving something in the middle of the sprint to me is a big question mark. Yeah.
So even if it is in middle of the sprint, then it should be like as per the Scrum guidelines, we need to do a trade-off or we need to prioritize.
Yeah, add it to the product backlog and get prioritized. Not every feedback is so important that you have to address in the next sprint.
Or maximum we can do a trade-off with the current user stories which are lower priority, right?
See, that's an XP approach, but I don't know whether you're following Scrum or XP. If you have to follow Scrum, follow all the Scrum rules properly. If you follow XP, but this is very convenient for you in XP, you do this, but you leave all the other remaining things. If you are following XP, pair programming, test-driven development, and all that you have to follow, not only this one principle.
Okay.
So that's why, see, whether you have to put things in its entirety, either follow Scrum or XP. If you think that XP is working for you, follow XP. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Shekhar.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, Shekhar. This is Akhil again.
Yeah.
I have another question which is related. So in our case, PO is over involved in the team organization, and she's a big shot. She has close to 20 years of experience, and she has a very good reputation in the organization. So her involvement in the team organization and in the work is too much. So I mean, sometimes we feel that she's forcing something on us, on our team. So how to deal with that?
Okay. So this is a case of Scrum Master coaching the product owner. So how good of a coach you are? So that's
we have tried our level best to coach, but you know, when you have a good reputation and you have a good amount of experience in the industry, so they are generally not able to listen whatever coaching to them.
So how courageous is the team to speak up about this in a retrospective?
I mean, team is having good points. We are having good points, which we are. I mean, we have action points on the retrospective which we make on PO.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. Do the team do this PO come into the retrospective?
Yeah.
So how courageous is your team to say that the PO is disrupting our work on a day-to-day basis?
I mean, in the earlier phase, the team used to speak, but now since it's been long and we could not see any change in her behavior.
So then I would want the Scrum Master to wage this battle day in, day out. Yes. You have a wrong product owner. See, the team is focused on something. Please don't do it with my team. No, the team is not available for you. Don't do it. This is where there is always a battle, and I think it will get into some kind of an escalation. Now, as a Scrum Master, you should know how to deal with that escalation also. So that's what I would look at it. Because to me, if your team is not able to focus, if there are negative impacts of this behavior. So now what I want you to do is I want you to highlight a situation, behavior and impact if this gets into an escalation. I call this as an SBI technique, situation, behavior and impact. Because of my PO behaving like this, my team is getting impacted. And last sprint he did this sprint he did this, next sprint he did last. Collect this data and show this impact if it gets into some escalation. That's what I would do. Compile lot of situation cards and then the behavior of the product owner and then the impact he's causing on the team morale or team goal or team way of working, whatever it is. So I would accumulate like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 kind of situations. And then compile all this and then you start protecting the team from this kind of a product owner. And if it gets into escalation, show it into someone, whoever this guys go to, and show this is what my product owner is causing me. I think that will solve the problem.
Okay. So I have another question if nobody has. So shall I go?
Yeah, actually, Jyotsna is waiting from long time. So
Okay.
we'll take her question, then Ravi, then you can ask again.
Sure.
Is it okay with you, Akhil?
Yeah, perfectly fine.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead, Jyotsna. You can ask your question.
Yeah, hi Shekhar, Jyotsna here.
Hi,
So
yeah.
we have an existing constitution where they have divided the entire program into two types of teams. One is feature driven and one is a non-functional or support kind of thing. So what they initially everybody was supposed to follow Scrum, but now since the goals are not getting aligned properly, so what they want to follow Scrumban or Kanban for the non-feature team, which includes DB, architecture, performance team, and automation team. So, what do you suggest? They have asked us to come up with a strategy and how do you support Scrumban or Kanban, and basically give them a better solution for this. So,
Okay.
I just wanted to understand what is your take on this, and secondly, how is Kanban and Scrumban different from Scrum, and what are the pros of still going with Scrum?
See, the simple thing is Scrum put a constraint on the time box, and in Scrum we put a goal and work throughout the sprint for that goal, for accomplishing that goal. That is Scrum. Kanban, we have a constraint on the work in progress, and then it is a flow based. So these are the simple differences, but the behaviors for Scrum and Kanban always remains the same. And my experience, what it says is, if there is any framework, if there is one agile framework that doesn't work for you, like Scrum, there is a 90% probability that the other frameworks also don't work for you.
Okay.
That is what I see. And then the reason is, it is not that you have to change the frameworks, it is that you have to change something internally. That is what these frameworks always point at you. So you can keep trying that Scrum, Kanban, Scrumban, or Spotify, or whatever you want, but it is not the frameworks that should be changed. It is the internal ways of working that should be really changed. So to me, if you are in a situation where you have to recommend Scrum versus Scrumban versus Kanban, now what should we change internally? One thing which I was observing, what I was hearing when you are asking me that question, we have an automation team, we have this team, that team, and all you said. To me, it is a big red flag if you are implementing Scrum, because the reason is Scrum expects the team to be cross-functional. And these separate specialized teams are vertical silos inside an organization, and they don't want to do anything with those silos, but they wanted to say that, okay, Scrum is not working, let's go and do Scrumban, or let's go and do Kanban. For example, cross functionality is a behavior that is common in Scrum, and that is also common in Kanban. So because when you have a queue that maxed out in Kanban, the teams are expected to be cross-functional.
Yeah, but what they are saying is ki, we have a huge team and like to provide every team with an automation and a performance tester, it's just too much of effort and altogether they don't need that many people. So
Correct.
they want somebody to work like along the way the project is developing, but they don't want to hamper the productivity and the
Yeah.
feature development also.
So now there is some, based on what you just said, there is some project management happening here. So you wanted to max out the utilization.
Yeah, kind of.
So there is project management happening here. Okay, so if you do project management in the name of Scrum, the Scrum will not work. So to me, um, I mean, I shouldn't give solutions, but let me recommend something here. So the only thing is, like, how do you take a manual tester in the team and give him an automation training so that this guy is a manual tester, come an automation tester, or whoever? It could be a developer also.
Mm-hmm.
That is the way how we impart all the skills in the respective teams, rather than, okay, giving an automation tester, you only do automation whenever there is work.
Okay.
That shouldn't be the strategy, according to me. So the strategy should be like, okay, if a team has from requirements to deployment, if a team needs 10 skills, so now if the did the whole team have all the skills or not, that is something this I will look at. So it means that one person will have at least two skills, at least.
Yeah.
So that is why take a manual tester in your case, and then see if I can give him an automation. So whenever there is a manual testing, he'll do a manual testing, and then whenever he'll have automation work, he'll do. But this person should be part of that team. That is what the whole concept here is. And this is, and especially to change the mindset of project managers is so difficult here.
Yeah, that is true.
That's what we are, that's the whole funda. And again, that is why we need Scrum Masters. Not only project management managers converted into Scrum Masters, but we need great Scrum Masters. Yeah,
Thank
I
you,
think
Jay.
that should be the solution here. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, thank you.
Great. Thank you very much, Shekhar. And next question we have from Ravi. Ravi, go ahead, please. Ravi, you there? Ravi, can you hear me? I think, okay.
But give it some time. Probably you can take the question from others.
Okay, sure. Akhil, go ahead. You can ask your question.
Okay, thank you. Shekhar, another question I have is that we have already given 2 or 3 releases for our.
Sorry. Just couldn't get that question properly. Yeah.
Shall I go ahead?
Yeah. Go ahead.
So my team has already given 3 releases as of now for the product which we are working on, and now we could see that the defects on those releases have started coming. So what I was thinking, what should be the best approach? Should I take those defects, making a story, and add them into our product backlog, or should I go for a Kanban mode and put those defects there and should resolve it?
Okay.
So what would be the best approach?
Very good. So now there are my question back to you is, how do you prevent the same thing in future?
I mean, probably what I was thinking to have another board, let's say Kanban, for for all the defect related activities, and have a Scrum board and make 80-20 capacity for my team to spend on both.
So what is the connection between creating the board and fixing the bugs?
I mean, see, we know that Kanban is WIP, work in progress, so which has to happen every time whenever it is required.
No, what I'm asking is, how do you prevent the bugs in future releases? How do you prevent the bugs in future releases so that the same situation don't repeat?
It's very difficult to say because we always give a quality product, we say, but when it launches into production, then we see because of different functionalities of the defect comes. It's difficult to prevent all those defects that we think of. From our end, we always give a good quality product, but it all depends always.
That's where some of you get stuck. Okay, so now there are two things. If I were you, I would look at definition of done. How big is your definition of done?
Mm-hmm.
So definition of done is probably you might be messing up there with the definition of done. We don't know what is done, or maybe we have a very loose definition of done. We allow the bugs to slip into the product. But after you got the releases, you have to release bugs. You have to stringent the definition of done. That's one thing which I would say.
Okay.
The second thing, if I'm not wrong, here is you have to define your own quality norms, because I don't know what does we always deliver quality product means to me, because quality is perceived differently by different people.
Mm-hmm.
So what I would do is I would stringent my definition of done in such a way that my definition of done aligns to their quality rather than your definition of quality. Their means could be the end customers or whoever it might be. Yeah. Who is consuming your product. Yeah. So this is, I mean, the reason why this kind of problems occur is you don't have a very tight definition of done. Because we don't have a tight definition of done, we let problems slip through our hands. Now, fixing these bugs, now that is in, now what you are essentially asking me is, how do I deal with this going forward? Or there are a lot of bugs, how do I deal with them? Now, we usually add these bugs to the product backlog and let the product owner prioritize. That is what the real thing is. But I don't know how good is your product owner. So there is no separate bug tracker. There is no separate thing where there will be a team does bug fixing the bugs. There is the other team puts all the new features into the product. I don't think that is a great combination, because handling the product from one team to other team is always expensive.
Okay, but what I was thinking that there might be a chance that while running the sprint, we have a bug which has to be, corrected and implemented right away. So you mean to say that we have to remove those many story points from the current sprint, and if the priority is high?
Now let me ask you this: when you wanted to call a story done, what is your done criteria?
When my DOD is done and the acceptance criteria related to the story.
No, so that's incorrect. That's not the case. The definition of done has a lot of meaning into it. Can you go to online and refer some definition of done templates?
Okay.
Yeah. So I see a core problem here, because other components of Scrum are being implemented, but definition of done is not getting implemented. So the root of this is the definition of done. I'm based on how you the problem. I'm pretty sure that definition of done is the real problematic thing that is messing up the whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah, just go ahead and see. We cannot change the past. Whatever happened, the mess happened in the past, we cannot change it. That you and I can agree on it. So, but what we can do is we can prevent the same going forward in future by having a stringent definition of done. And then these bugs are added to the product backlog, whatever has been showing up so far. And then we would want the product owner to deal with them. What does the product owner do here? That's what I think. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Cool. So, Ravi, you there? Are you available for the question now? Or should we move? Okay, I think Ravi. Sorry, Akhil?
My part is done. So.
Okay, great, Akhil. Okay. So, Rahul, would you like to continue your question again? Or you got the answer? I think Sekhar has already covered the major part of your question. I think we, okay. I think we lost Rahul, and Ravi is, I think he's traveling. So I think we are good for now. So anybody, any questions? Okay, so just last thing, Shekhar, I would like to ask you. So would you suggest some, some sites where people, all the, agile practitioners and Scrum practitioners, they can go and they can read the way you said, read the definition of done templates. So would you like to suggest something for us?
Yeah. So go to Scrum Alliance website. There is a lot of templates of definition of done. And some of my previous class pictures also, which usually get shared in WhatsApp groups, that picture also you can share it with Akhil. That should be fine. So because I go in depth in definition of done in my class. So if someone knows what is that definition of done, we do it at various levels, like at an user story level, how can you write it, increment level, release level, and how do they merge, and what are the situations under which they merge. So these are all the situations which I would cover in the class. You can take one of those pictures from the existing WhatsApp groups and you can just probably send it to Rahul. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you. Definitely, I'll do that. And thank you so much, Shekhar, for taking out time for us. And thank you all, the participants. And the last thing I just would like to share, we have safe Agilist sessions. So let us know. You can directly contact me. I think you all have my email address, or else you can just post your queries on support ID as well. Thank you very much. Thanks, Shekhar.
Thank you. Yeah.
Have a great day. Bye.